All right, welcome to the Sweet Talk. Today is Monday, March 30th, 2020. I am your host, Kim Mattina. I am a technology teacher as well as a Google certified trainer and educator and a gold product expert on the Google for Education team. And today I want to talk about my favorite app, Jamboard. Anybody that knows me knows I love Jamboard, and I try to push it out as much as I can. And with all the pandemic going on right now nationwide and around the world, Jamboard is a great app to use during this time because Jamboard is a big, giant, white, blank think tank. That's what I call it. It's a think tank. It's basically a big white whiteboard. And you have to think out of the box when you think about Jamboard because it's not like your typical Google Doc or Google Slide Deck. it's it's an app that lets you think out of the box, like I said. So when you go to Jamboard, a few things that I want to talk to you about. First, Jamboard is part of the G Suite bundle. So it's accessible in everyone's Google account. Now, if you're using Jamboard with a school issued Google account, which I'm assuming that you will be, you have to talk to your Google administrator and have the Google administrator enable Jamboard on the domain, or else you will not see it available. So that's the most important thing that you need to do. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is Jamboard is available via the web, through Google Drive, and through the mobile app at the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. And the app is free because some people tend to get mixed up thinking that they actually have to have the Jamboard, the kiosk board. And you don't need the kiosk board to use the app. The kiosk board does cost money and it's expensive, but you don't need the kiosk to use the app. So let me see if I can find a picture of it, and I will share my screen so that you can see it. Okay, so this is a Jamboard. I have my other Chromebook open with the session. So this is the actual Jamboard. This is the kiosk. This is the hardware. You don't need to have this to use the free app. Okay, so I just want to make myself clear because people do tend to get mixed up with that. So so you can access Jamboard via the Drive through a Chrome browser preferred, or through the mobile app, which is free, and you can download that at the Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store or Apple Store. And I'm going to show you the web version first. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm actually going to show you what Jamboard looks like, and then I'm going to give you a little presentation because I find that when I do my presentation first, people don't really understand Jamboard. So I'm going to show you the application first. So right now I'm in Drive, and in order to access Jamboard, I am going to go to New, I'm going to go to More, and I'm going to go to Jamboard. Okay, and once I do that, a new jam opens. Okay, each jam file is called a jam. So right up top here, the first thing that I'm going to do is give it a name. So let's just put today's date, the Sweet Talk Demo. And I'm going to hit OK. All right. Now you can see here that a couple things. This is my whiteboard, my think tank that I call it. Okay. And everyone who's in education, they kind of know what a whiteboard is. And think of this as your digital whiteboard. Okay. Right up top here, this is your frame counter page. all right, where I can go to the next frame. Okay, a page is a frame, or I can go back to a previous frame. Okay, so these are, this is the area where you can advance and go back to frames. Okay, the background is going to allow you to change the background of a frame. Okay, so I can do this on multiple frames if I want. All right. So you can see here I have graph paper, I have solid colors, I have a notebook background, which I will add another frame, and I can add a notebook paper style background. All right. So you can play around with the backgrounds. They're really powerful in the sense that you can use it in any math class, actually any class, but especially in math with the graph paper background. Okay, so over here on the side, there's different tools. This is the pen tool, and you can change the thickness of the pen, and you know, you can draw on your whiteboard or your think tank. All right, um, and you can write what you want to, you know, tell your students. Okay, solve the equation. All right. Now I made a mistake over here, so I'm going to hit the eraser and just erase that part. All right, so I can change the different color pens if I wanted to. And, you know, I can have a blast. I can use this to highlight. Oops, wrong pen marker. I think it's this one. I can highlight. Oops, I thought it was this one. Maybe not. Okay, well, on the pen tool, there is one that's a highlighter, and I'm not sure why it's not showing up. It could be because it's only available in the app. I don't know. But you can change the color and the thickness of your pens. The next icon is an eraser, so I can erase what I had here, and you can see it's going away. Okay. Um, the arrow is the select tool. So if I had like an image or something to select, I can actually tap on it and hold it and drag it and move it around. So let me show you. I'm going to insert a sticky note, which is the next icon. And I'm just going to put hi. And I can change the color of the note. All right. And I'll just put this is the sweet talk. All right, and now when I have to hit cancel to get out of the sticky note mode. Now what I want to do is use my select tool and tap and hold, and now I can move the sticky note around on the screen. I can click on it and drag it so it's resized. I can resize it. I can angle it if I wanted to. The three dot menu will allow you to edit the text or duplicate, all right, or delete. Okay, so very simple, easy, and quick to add information to the jam file. Okay, the next icon here is an image. So I can insert an image right from my device. So let's see what's in here. Let's do this. My promo. Okay, so I can insert an image from my device. I can insert an image from Google Drive, or I can search an image through the web. So right now, let me see. Let me give it a minute. It might be a little slow to catch up. Um, let's see. Okay, so let me refresh my screen. Looks like it got a little jammed up. Haha, jam, you get it? Jamboard. Yeah, I know. I cracked myself up. Anyhow, I can insert an image from my computer, from Drive, all right, and I can put it into my Jam. And the last icon here is basically a laser pointer. So let me exit. Let's see what happens here. And I'm going to go back into my Jam. Let's see if I can open it. All right. And there he goes. Okay. Now I wanted to show you if I can insert an image if I do a Google image search. So just say it's want to find sunflowers. So I can insert that in here as well. All right. And even if I wanted to, actually I'm going to delete it and I'm going to go to the next frame and I'm going to insert the sunflower on a new frame. Okay. And again, like I can insert images from Google Drive or even my photos from the photo app. So this is nice because this will allow students to do on the fly search, maybe search for images on the fly for their research or maybe shapes, and they can insert them into the jam. So let's see. All right, so okay, so you can insert from many different ways. All right. And then the last icon is a laser pointer. So if I'm presenting this on the Jamboard or through basically on the Jamboard kiosk, I can use the laser pointer and I can highlight and emphasize things on the board when I am teaching. So this is the web version. And what's nice about the web version is um, it all lives in your Google Drive. So everything is accessible in your Drive, just like any other Google file. All right. If I go over to the three dot menu here, I can rename this jam. I can download this as a PDF file. So I can take this, collect it, and use it as a resource as a PDF file format. I can download this image, this frame number 2 as an image if I wanted to. So you can see that it downloaded it. And if I open it, it shows it on my screen. All right. So you can download specific frames as images. And if you download it as a PDF, then it downloads the entire jam file. Another thing here is the blue share button. This should be familiar with if you're familiar with the G Suite. I can share jams just like any other Google Doc file. So I can change the sharing permissions, okay, and I can invite people here as well. So that should all be familiar to you with the blue share button. But I do want to make sure that you're aware that the web version of Jamboard and the app are different. Okay, so this is kind of nice because not everybody has touchscreen devices. Now, right now, I am using my Android ready Chromebook, and I have the option to use the app, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But I am on my touchscreen Chromebook as well. So I have my stylus. And right now I can, let's write an equation. Solve, I don't like that thickness, so I'm going to erase it. And I'm going to solve the equation and graph. Now, I'm not a math teacher, so excuse me if this doesn't make any sense. But I can do y equals 2x plus 3. Okay. And I can draw my coordinate plane. And I can, what is it, rise over run? So 2 over 3 up. Okay. And then I can, draw my line. something similar to that. Like I said, I'm not a math teacher, so excuse my graph if it's not accurate. But I just want to show you that you can use the background to graph your equation, and then you can write your equation here, and then the students can solve the problem as they go through the steps. So this is one example of using it, solving equations. All right. Another way that you can use it with your students is to create timelines. So students can use this to create graphs and create timelines. So if they needed to be more visual on what they were doing, they can actually draw like, the story. So they can have like the main characters, and then we'll just put, you know, Sal and Jim, and then they can put here the setting. They can draw it out, and they can have a visual representation of their story using flow charts and graphic concept maps. So this is one way of using it. I have a whole bunch that I'm going to show you in a minute. Um, and if I hit clear frame, honestly, it just wipes it away. So what I want to do now is I actually want to show you back in my drive where the file is. So if I go back to drive, okay, oops. If I go back to drive, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and here is my jam file. Okay, so it lives in drive just like any other file type. So it really doesn't behave that much differently than a Google Doc or a Google Sheet or a Google Slide Deck. It all lives within Drive. All right. Now what I want to show you is the app. So to get the best experience of Jamboard, it's better to use it in the app. So I am going to go into the app and I'm going to go into the demo file that I just created using the web version. And you can see right away that it's different. Okay, the app, to get the best experience with Jamboard, it's definitely better to use the app. However, the web version is coming along. It is limited to a certain degree, but it has come along in the past year, and it offers a lot more than it did before. So um, don't give up on the web version. If you're thinking you don't have a tablet to use, you can use the web version still, and I'm going to show you in a minute. But let me go to a new frame, and I'm just going to show you a couple differences here with the app. So with the app, I have my pen tool, but down here I have assistive drawing tools. And what this is it's going to try to take what you wrote, and it's going to put it in text. Okay, so that's not very good. So let me delete that. So let's try again. I'm just going to put solve. Okay, so you can see it transformed my handwriting into printed text. All right, and I can do the, okay. Now there's different tricks that you can do with the app to insert and get rid of letters in a word when it comes up like this. But I'm really very rusty on that part right now. So I don't really feel comfortable showing that to you, but just know that there is different keystrokes that you can do let me see, to get rid of a letter inside a word. So if I just cross out the O, it should, nope. So let me go back. Let's erase this. Let's go into here. So if I cross out the O, hold on. See how it removed the O from the word? So there's different keystrokes that I can type that will insert um, letters and remove letters from the word. So you have to play around with it because the more you use it, the better you get at it. But just so you know, that option's there. Now you do have the option to do the shape tool as well. So if I'm trying to draw a star, it's going to make the star perfect. Okay. And I can duplicate it or delete it as well. And the drawing tool, it's going to try to figure out what you're drawing. So just say, I want to draw a sun. And you can see here on the bottom that it gives me ideas on what I'm trying to draw. And uh, hold on. And it gave me some choices on the bottom to pick from. So let me start again. So let's do, I don't know. I don't know. Let's do a crescent. And you could see here on the bottom, it's prompting me, do I mean this or that? And there it is. So it takes what you're drawing, it tries to use machine learning and figure out what you're predicting to draw. So those tools are not available on the web, but they are available in the app. And these tools would be good for students like elementary students, maybe students who have like an artistic gift, you know, for drawing or art. They can definitely come in here and perfect a few things with what they want to do. Um, Another part is, in the app, I have access to the camera, so I can take a picture of myself and put it into the jam. There's stickers, so if I wanted to use Jamboard for feedback, I can. I can give, smiley faces or thumbs up or a check mark to kids, and, give them feedback through stickers as well. So there's a few things in here. Sticky notes is the same. Um, that didn't change. All right. Images, it's the same. I can search for images via the web and insert images from and content from my drive. Image library, the same thing. And like I said, stickers. So there's a few things that are a little different. And if I go over to the page selector up top, I can insert additional jams here, insert additional frames to my jam, and I can change the background of my frame right within that part. So it's a little different changing the background, but um, the information is still there. So that's Jamboard. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you my presentation because this is a whiteboard, okay, that I can use and manipulate and use it however I want. So, Jamboard, like I said, it's a big white dynamic whiteboard, okay, it's a think tank. All right. It changes as much as you update, it'll change just like a regular Google Doc file or Google Slide file. Okay. And I explained to you that it works best. You have more options on the app, but you can certainly use the web version of Jamboard through Chrome or your browser. I would definitely recommend using Google Chrome with Jamboard. Um, and what's nice about this is that you can share it just like you would any other Google file. And hold on. You can share it in Google Classroom. Okay. So I kind of went over all of these options here. What you have. You have a pen tool, a sticky note, a color palette. So I'm going to pass that screen. So what can Jamboard support? Well, I could tell you what. Jamboard supports the 5 C's of education. Okay. Um, Communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and curation. Because students can take Jamboard and throw information or jot information in here, and it's all of a sudden it's a curation tool, and then they can share it with their partners or with their teacher. Okay, it does help with visual learners, especially because everybody learns differently, and you can use Jamboard to organize your thoughts into a visual representation, kind of like what I have here on the screen. And you can use this with any student. All right. Students can take notes in Jamboard. All right. They can solve equations in here. They can sketch note. So for all of you sketch note fans out there, you teachers can use Jamboard for sketch noting as well. Um, so and you use it as like a visual representation. And what teachers can do, okay, teachers can create jams from Drive or in the app, and you can share it in an assignment in Google Classroom. So you can give templates to the students using Jamboard. You can give feedback to students in the jam. It's really a great tool. Like I said, you have to think out of the box though. Okay, so this frame here basically tells you how you can access Jamboard on the web through Drive. Okay, so we did that already. Now, how can you use this in the classroom? So, like I said, you can use it for timelines and charts, flow charts, concept maps, labeling. Just think of changing the background of the frame to like maybe the map of the United States, and then the kids can write the capitals or the states on the drawing. They can use it for iconic story writing. So if they want to write a story, they can use pictures to represent different words in their story. You can use it for sorting. You can use the sticky notes as with different colors and sort it out in different ways. Um, like I said, note taking, graphing, but a couple of the ones that I want to show you here on the bottom, you can app smash it. And with remote learning, so um, is the primary way of educating students now. App smashing to me right now is important. So I'm going to show you three apps that you can app smash with Jamboard. Okay. The first one is Equatio. So Equatio is a Chrome extension from Text Help that you can install. It's free. Just go to the Chrome Web Store and download it. And you can create your equations using the Equatio Chrome extension. And what I would recommend is creating a Google Doc first and put all of your mathematical equations in a Google Doc and name that Google Doc the same lesson as you're teaching. And then what happens is with Equatio, it inserts those images, those equations as images into the Google Doc file. And then you can copy the image from the document into the jam. Okay, because Equatio doesn't directly interact with Jamboard. So the document is your middleman. So what you can do is you can create a template or a worksheet or however you want, a collaborative document, and you can put an equation on each frame or page of the jam, and then send it out to your students as make a copy for each student in Google Classroom in an assignment. And now the students have a digital copy of your worksheet, and it becomes alive because they're going to be writing on it and showing their work on the frame. Okay, so to me, that's very important. Um, Another app that you can use with Jamboard is Google Keep. So with Google Keep, and this may not be something that you want to try right now, but maybe with older students, with high school, you may want to integrate it. But Google Keep is an app, it's free, that you can download to take notes. So it's kind of like a digital post-it note app, and you can use it to take notes or create lists. And then you can download your list as an image using the Google Keep app, and then you can insert that into Jamboard. So just say, you're using iPads in the school and you wanted the kids to go on a scavenger hunt or whatever and take notes of what they're seeing. They can do that in Google Keep, and then they can capture all that through a download and insert that image into Jamboard. It's just an idea. The last app smashing that you're going to want to do is using it with Screencastify. So right now, a lot of teachers want to be able to show their work while they're explaining it and record themselves explaining what they're doing. And this is a great combination to do that. So you have to go to the Chrome Web Store and download the Screencastify Chrome extension. It's free. And you can, have your jam set up with your problems or whatever you want to explain, and start your Screencastify and embed your webcam into your screen and record. And now, as you can see in the screenshot here, my camera is embedded and I have my jam open, so I can explain whatever I'm writing, and the kids can see me and they can see how I'm solving the equation. So this is a great combination to try out: Screencastify and Jamboard. So here's some ideas on how you can use Jamboard. So can you interpret the meaning of these images? Well, I have an image of a person thinking, and then I have another image of an arrow pointed out of the box, and the last image is a box. So think outside the box. Okay, so that's one example of using Jamboard. Another way is students can create a jam within Google Drive. It can be shared in Google Classroom too. You can create a template and make a copy for each student. Instead of allowing students to use a Google Doc, let them use a jam. Okay, so that's kind of like an iconic story right there. Okay, art students, they can illustrate something that represents something meaningful from a novel, or maybe a picture that they find on the internet, or elementary school students can interpret something that they're reading from a story, so they can illustrate it. This is someone in one of my classes found an image of a cat, and she drew the cat on my Jamboard. This is the Kiosk. So, again, you can do that on the iPad as well. Story concepts, flow charts, concept maps, graphic organizers. Let students write music with this, as you can see here. Timelines, labeling the states. So this was what I was saying before. If you found a picture of the United States, of the outline of the United States that doesn't have any text on it, you can download that as an image and then insert that image as a background into the frame, and expand it so it's large, and now it becomes interactive, so the kids can write on top of um, the picture the name of the state. Okay, so you can also do that and share the assignment, create the assignment in Google Classroom, make a copy of that and send it out to the kids, and each student will have their own copy of Label in the States. Again, another example is Emoji Story writing. So give the kids a challenge of using 5 icons, the same icons, and have them write a paragraph of a story, and they have to use those same icons in the story, and they have to use them like maybe at least once in the story. So you can see here using 1, 2, 3, 4 different ones. um, one, two, three, four, five different icons, and I'm repeating every time I I use the word happy. I replace the word happy with a smiley face. So you can use that with students as well. And that's it. Like that is the end of my presentation. So if you have any questions about Jamboard, you can always reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Um, I do have, and let me get into my website. I do have a page on my website. So if you go to thesweettalk.com and you go to my Jamboard page, okay, in here, there's a lot of different things in here that you can use. So I have something called Idea Board for Jamboard. And this is going to open up a Google Doc with some ideas. So some of the ideas I went over through the presentation, but if you wanted to use Jamboard for like a list, I can click on the list part and it's going to open up a presentation and it's going to give you a learning goal, what it promotes, and who can use the list part of the assignment for Jamboard, and what you can do with it, and what the students can do with it. And some of these examples give you templates. So there might be something in here that you can borrow and use for your own class. So some of these images, some of these templates were created by my friend Phil Goodrich from BenQ. But you can go through my idea board for Jamboard and you can check that out, see what other templates are in here, because there's a lot of templates in here that you may find helpful. So check that out on my page. If you do come up with a great idea, share it with me, please, and I'll add you to my idea board for Jamboard. Just fill out this form here and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right. I have my Wakelet collection as well, so you can check out my Wakelet collection. I do have a YouTube, oops, hold on, sorry. Um, I do have a YouTube channel that you can go to, and I have a playlist. And where is it? It's probably in my Wakelet. I have a Jamboard Wakelet, and in my Jamboard Wakelet, it shows all of the things that I have available. And in here, there's a video of what Jamboard is, and my playlist should be in here as well. So the best place to go is through my website and click on the Jamboard page, and then you'll see the Wakelet collection in here. I'm also going to put it on the episode page for tonight's episode. So that Get on the Jamboard Train Wakelet collection is going to be part of my episode notes here. Okay, so hopefully that helps. And if you want to subscribe to my show, you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Google Podcasts. And you can subscribe to my newsletter as well and join the Facebook group, the Sweet Talk. And that's basically it. So here's my website. This is the homepage. I just got a new website created. So the latest episode will be available here and on the episode page. And if anybody wants to be a guest on my show, you can fill out the guest inquiry form and just share what you want to showcase, and hopefully it can help somebody else. And if you'd like to support my mission and become a sponsor, you can fill out this form here to become a sponsor and make a donation as well. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up the show. So let me go back to StreamYard and I'm back. So I hope that that was helpful. I know it was a lot of information, but I wanted to give you, um, you know, I wanted to give you the experience of using it in the web and the app because some people have um, either or. And I want you to realize that there is a little bit of a difference between the two versions. And I wanted to show you really what you can do with Jamboard. Remember, you have to think out of the box. It's a big, giant whiteboard. So just use it like you would in class, but let the kids have some control over it and let the kids use it to create and gather information and show their work and use it as another option when you're giving out assignments. When you're creating assignments in Google Classroom, okay, um, and your the students will not see the option to create a jam within Classroom. So right now, students can go in and they can create a document, a Google Sheet, a Google Slide, and a Google Drawing, I think, and maybe a Google Form. I'm not sure, but they don't see the option to create a jam. They have to go into Drive or the app and create the jam independently. So keep that in mind. That's not an option in Google Classroom. All right. I hope you found this episode helpful. I was so excited to share this with you today, and I really hope that it helps. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at the Tech Lady, and let me know. Let me know how it goes. Try it with Screencastify. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you. Trust me. All right. Until next time. Have a great evening. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.